third grade, ready for some arithmetic? Don't say no. You say that all the time and you're fine. We're going to get through and do this and have a good time doing it. So just want you to think carefully. This is a review anyway. So we're going to review. I know you're like, wait, we skipped a page. We skipped 2 pages. What's going on? I want to try to, because yesterday's was a review, or not yesterday's. Well, it was. But the page 311, 312 is a review. So is today's, but we're going to have our test tomorrow. So I wanted to give you a page to be practicing. So you can always go back and do page 311 and 312 to kind of give yourself an extra little buffer of knowing your things. But this way we're kind of moving forward, because I do have one more new concept that we're going to be learning that I want to get you just really honed in on before next year, so that when Ms. Phelan introduces it to you, you're like, I do remember that. It was at the end and I was pretty much done with school by then, so my mind wasn't really focused, but I do remember Miss Monroe putting that in my mind so I would know it, so I'd be prepared. So so that's why we're just kind of moving. So we're skipping that one. Page 313 and 314 are what you're doing for today. And then we're going to review some of the different aspects on those pages. So one of the things that we're still not quite doing what the steps are, okay? Remember, one of the most important things for arithmetic is following the steps, okay? So I really need you to listen and pay attention and make sure you are following the steps to what I'm telling you to do. So what I have on the board, you're going to recognize it's just numbers, okay? But these are numbers that we are going to average. And oh, by the way, just a really quick note, if you look over here, you notice that my boys and my girls, remember we had the contest last week for spelling. I gave you a bunch of blank spelling words to fill in. I only had 2 people do it, 1 boy and 1 girl. So congratulations, Josie and Jediah, for doing that and helping. We didn't get our girls or boys invisible, but those 2 did them and they got them correct. So I think there'll be bonus points for you guys on your next spelling test, which is today. So you'll be able to get bonus points for those doing those words correctly. So good job, guys. All right. So I just wanted to make mention of that, but you can see my numbers here and see how they're written, because this is where some of you were struggling. When they're written across, you're not thinking, oh, I'm just going to circle whichever one I think might be in the middle. No, no, no. You write them, and then don't really do, some of you are just putting all the numbers underneath here. I'd rather you write them out. And if it helps you, I'd rather you write them from, you know, larger to smaller, because some of you are putting your 2 over here rather than in the 1's place. No, make sure that you put your numbers in the proper places so that when you go to add these up, it makes sense, okay? So 5 plus 3, 8, good, plus 0, plus 2, 10, good. And we carry over the 1, 1 plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, right, 40. So our answer to adding 15 plus 2 plus 10 plus 13 is 40. Now we take that answer, 40, and we divide it. How many numbers did we add together? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we take 40 and we divide it by 4. And that's how we're going to figure out what number is directly in the middle of all of these numbers. How many 4s are in 4? 1, and multiply. 1 times 4 in our pickle equals 4. Subtract 4 minus 4. Compare, it is less. Bring down 0. 0 divided by 4 equals 0. And 0 times 4, 0. 0 minus 0, 0. Compare, nothing left to bring down, we're done. And what do we have to do, 3rd grade? I've had to take off points every test for some of you. Circle your answer. Circle your answer, please. So please show me that you're watching these videos. The way that I know that you're watching is if you do the things that I keep saying over and over and over. And if you don't do them, I'm like, oh, they're not watching my videos very carefully. So please watch, okay? So that when you are writing your answer to your average, you circle the answer. Circle the answer. Maybe I'll give bonus points on the next math quiz or test, which is tomorrow, for those that will say some of the things that I say over and over and over again in these videos, because then I know that you're watching. And when I know that you're watching, that makes my heart happy. And when I know that you're trying to work carefully, because these are our last tests, guys, and I want you to do awesome on them. So really focus, okay? All right, so same thing here. We have 3 numbers, but I'm going to write them going down so I can add them correctly and carefully. 150 plus 284 plus 250. Write them neatly. Then add 0 plus 4 plus 0 is 4. 5 plus 8, 13 plus 5, 18. Wow, that took me a second. Right, 13 plus 5, 18. Carry over 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 4 plus 2, 6. Good. So 684 is our answer. But I can't just leave that. I need to now take 684, write it over to the side, and divide it by how many numbers did I add together? 1, 2, 3. 3 numbers I divided by, or I added together. So now I divide 684 divided by 3. How many 3s are in 6? Yes, 2, and multiply. 3 times 2, 6, subtract, 0, compare, bring down. How many 3s are in 8? There's also 2 3s in 8. Very good. Count by 3s till you say 8, or get as close to it as you can without going over. It's 2. Then multiply 2 times 3. 6, subtract, 8 minus 6, 2. Is it less than 3? Sure is. So now we can just bring down our newest number, 4. And now we have a new number, 24. How many 3s are in 24? 8. Very good. So 24, we multiply, subtract, and it's 0. So we're done. But we have to circle the answer. And see, this one is not in here. So that's why we don't just circle. Yes, 10 was there, but I don't want you just to circle the number that you think is, I want you to show me, okay? So 228 isn't in here, but it is the middle number between 150 and 284. Can't be lower than 150, cannot be higher than 284, okay? Couldn't be lower than 2, but it couldn't be higher than 15. All right, so let's look down at my next set of numbers here. So now it's longer set. We have 15, and like I said, write them down neatly. 25, 40. I'm going to save my 7 so I can put it in the right place. I'll do 38, and then I'll do 7 at the bottom so I make sure that I keep it in my 1's place, okay? Now I add all those together. 5 and 5, 10, good, and 0, 10, plus 8, 18 plus 7. Good. Oh, some of you were slow. Oh, don't you dare get slow on me. 18 plus 7 is 25. Good. 2 and 1, 3 plus 2, 5 plus 4, 9 plus 3, 12. Very good. So my answer is 125. Okay. I take 125, write it to the side of my numbers that I added together, and then I divide it by how many numbers did I add? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 125 divided by 5. So how many 5s are in 12? Well, count by 5 till you get to 12 or close to it, but not over. 5, 10, 15. 15's too big, so 5, 10. How many fingers? 2. So I put a 2 over my 12, over the 2 in my 12, and then I multiply 5 times 2, which equals 10. Write it underneath so I can subtract. 12 minus 10 is 2. Compare, is 2 less than 5? Sure is. So now I just bring down the 5 next to my 2. I have a whole new number, and it is 25. So now, how many 5s are in 25? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh yeah, 5. I knew that. So 25 divided by 5 equals 5. Very good. We've been saying, that's why we say those tables, because then you're used to hearing, oh yeah, 25 divided by 5 equals 5. 30 divided by 5 equals 6. We've been doing that, so you're used to that. So we can multiply again, which is 25. We know 5 times 5. And then subtract, which is 0. So we're done. But we circle the answer. Circle the answer. Please circle the answer. Okay? And then come over to our last one. 23 plus 10 plus 2 plus 7 plus 4. And notice that I wrote them neatly, 1's place and 10's place, so that I won't get them confused. 3 plus 0 plus 2, 5 plus 7, 12 plus 4, 16. Ooh, that's an ugly 6. But anyway, 1 plus 2, 3 plus 1, 4. 46. And we take 46, write it to the side of what we added. And how many numbers did we add? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's not going to be correct. That's an interesting one, because normally there's not going to be a remainder. So I'm going to, oh, I did that incorrectly. There needs to be an 8 in there. All right, an 8 plus my 4. Okay, sorry guys. So we'll do 8 and then 4. So there was an extra number that I left out. So let's start again. 3 plus 2, 5 plus 7, 12 plus 8, 20 plus 4, 24. And then carry over my 2, 2 plus 2, 4 plus 1, 5, 54. So then I take 54 and I divide it by, well, we won't count here because I didn't write all the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 54 divided by 6. And we already know the answer to that. What is 54 divided by 6? It equals 9. Very good. Circle my answer. Okay. So halfway between 2 and 23 would be the number 9. It can't be larger than 23. It can't be less than 2. So in between 2 and 23, the middle number would be 9. That's all that you are doing for, what do you call it? Averaging. So think those averages through very carefully. Let's see. Here's some interesting things using averages, and this is how they're often used. People laugh an average of 10 times a day. Does that mean people laugh 10 times a day? No, some people laugh more than that. Some people laugh less than that. And they just took a bunch of people and they kind of, I guess, you know, noted how many times they laughed, and they came up with 10. Hens lay an average of 228 eggs every year. Interesting. So people counted and counted and counted, and that's what they came up with. People sleep an average of 25 years in their lifetime. Wow. Squirrels live an average of 9 years. How interesting, right? So that's what averaging is used for. It's used all over the place many times to figure out different things. You know, we have, or it would say on our website, we have a class average of 10, okay? It doesn't mean that every class has 10 kids in it, but when they averaged kindergarten and first and second and third and fourth grades, they might, or even some of the older grades, they might say, well, there's an average of this many children per grade, okay? And that's what averages are. So be thinking those through. Then We were going to do a little bit with division, but because of space on the board, I'm not going to do that, but I want you to be practicing that. So on your page, it gives you the opportunity to do divide and check. So look at page 313. You're solving the story problems. It's giving you a total. They pack 144 eggs into each large box. How many dozen eggs are in each a large box? So you're taking 144 and dividing it with a dozen, which you know what a dozen is equal to, and that will give you your answer. Then in the rose garden, there are 73 red roses, 1/3 as many yellow as white. Well, we don't know how many white yet. 89 pink and 42 white. So take the number of white, take 1/3 of that, and figure that answer out. Then add all of those together. The red, the white, the yellow, and the pink. So you're going to add 4 things together, okay? Section 2, follow the signs, work carefully, write the products for section 3. There's your practice for divide and check, okay? Find the fractional part of each whole number. Put your fractions in there. So mixed numbers, 3rd grade. A, B, and E are mixed numbers. If I don't see mixed numbers, I know you weren't watching this video properly, okay? So I gave you a hint. There needs to be mixed numbers. Then section 6, reduce to lowest terms. Section 7, write the Arabic numeral for the Roman numerals that are there. Section 8, write the values of the money. And then you have your homework section. So work carefully on that page, 3rd grade, and think those things through. And then I'm going to skip the brain booster for right now because of time's sake. But I will maybe go through it another time. We talked about prime numbers already, and how those are numbers that can be divided by themselves and by 1 only. And those are a lot of our like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, all of that. And then we talked about other numbers where we're going to get into composite and figuring out what composite numbers are, but I'll explain that in another time. So, all right, work hard on this page, thinking carefully. Like I said, your test will be tomorrow. So this is a good review page for you. If you want to review the page before this, feel free to do so, or at least go over a couple problems to review. But this is a good page to review over everything that you'll need to know and work hard on it. All right, we will see you in the next video. See you, love you, bye.